That's right, we're back, and today I'm pretty excited because Santa has been and he's left me a new deck. Now, regular viewers will know I like riding the Andy Anderson 9.14 Heron deck, and that's just been released in a new colourway. So I thought we could have a look at this one, compare it to the old version, and then set this up and most importantly get out and skate it. Okay, let's crack into this one. So just a few stickers on the wrapper. One warning that you could die if you use it improperly, oh my gosh. And there's also the Power Per Outer Ripper sticker, and one that says it's made of 7 plies of 100% American hard rock maple. So I'm going to break this open, and inside, whew, you've got it. Looking very nice, this time in blue. So I thought we could compare it to the other version I've been riding, and that was in green, exactly the same dimensions. And I'm looking at the graphics and they appear to be identical. The only thing that's slightly changed is there's no starry night on the blue one. I presume this one is more of a daytime scene. The face is now more the traditional colouring from the flight deck, and then the rest of the board is shades of blue fading away to black, and I think it looks pretty sweet. If we flip it over, you can see that there is the same graphic in the centre of the board this time as well, because this is meant to be a freestyle deck. And again, it's just the colourings that have been changed. There's no significant differences with regards to the details. It also has all the various hidden Andy Anderson logo details dotted around. The only other thing is a serial number just there on the front bolts. Other than that, it appears just to be the standard 9.14 inch wide Andy Anderson deck. So before we set this one up, I thought it'd be good to reflect on the old deck and how it stood up to the abuse that I've given it. So this overall setup has pretty much stayed the same for the past couple of years, so I'll quickly run through it. Spitfire OG Classic Formula 4 58mm wheels. I've got the Bones big ball bearings with the blue covers on. The trucks are the hollow axle forged plate Indy trucks at 159. I've upgraded those with the Bones bushings, which are the medium yellow ones. And the rails are the Santa Cruz Slimline jobbies. I'll leave links to all those bits and bobs in the description below. So I have to say I'm pretty impressed with the build quality. This deck is about 18 months in, and I've been clumsily treading on top of it, and it's been flying off at jaunty angles and landing. And the only thing that's happened really is the tail got a split in it, and that was purely because the board went 100 miles an hour at a sort of concrete edge of a ledge, and it just dented in. So totally what you'd expect from that sort of abuse. The rest of the board hasn't delaminated in any way, and it's a bit of a shame that that board got split at the back, because I can feel that flexing now. I glued it up with a bit of wood glue and it's holding up. But another thing that happens with the 7-ply decks is they sort of go a little bit soft and soggy. And when I bang this on the coping to say well done to another skater, it sort of has a really dull thud compared to the nice popping whack that you get off of a fresh deck. It's also making some slightly unnerving creaks as I go around the corners. So even though I reckon it's got a little bit more life left in it, I'm going to switch it over. Now the other thing that is getting a little bit tired of these trucks, on the back truck I've gone right through to the axle, and I can see that axle poking through. Now I've never worn a truck down this far, so if you have, it would be ace to get your thoughts on how much longer I can ride this truck before it's dangerous. Do people just ride them until literally the wheel falls off? Or is there a point of no return where it's best to ditch it and swap the trucks over? I'm going to put brand new second-hand trucks on the other deck. Another thing that's worn down are the rails, and I'm going to put a fresh set of rails on the new deck. I do have a ponchon for the board slide in the pool, and I've got some of my best board slides ever with this deck setup. I like to run my trucks fairly loose, so when I go into 50-50 grinds, I think the wheel just pinches and rubs away the graphic. I haven't had any wheel bite that sent me over the front with these, so I presume that's where the wear has come from. Now the tail has worn down as you'd expect, but the way the Andy Anderson is shaped is it doesn't really ever generate a razor tail. It sort of chamfers off, and these extra wings sort of get chamfered off into a more traditional tail shape, And then I find I can just sand off the back of this tail, which is pretty generous when it starts out. Just sand it off so it remains non-sharp and it stops that sort of bitey ankle. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's time to pop the grip tape on. Last time out, I took ages trying to get it to fit round this middle logo. And today it's sunny outside and I can't wait to go skating. So I'm going to change tack and just go for a classic whole lot gripped up. I'm going to hit the fast forward button. I'll see you on the other side. Okay, that's the deck grip finished. Next job is to whack the trucks and wheels on. Now these are exactly the same spec as the ones on my previous deck, just not quite as worn out, but they are, it's fair to say, broken in. So I'm going to whack these on, see you on the other side. And there she blows, trucks and wheels are on. Just one last job to do, and that's to fit the rails. Now on my previous deck, I managed to go through one of the rails and it snapped. So I ended up with a sort of Newcastle United black and white rail. So I'm wondering whether to go for that same colourway again. Leave it in the comments below if you think I should keep them both black or stick a black and white one on. Well, there we go, all finished. I can't wait to get out there and see how this new setup feels. Well, that's it for this first session of the year on the new deck. It felt pretty much as I expected, nice and crisp. And when I pumped to start with, I was just popping out a little bit further than I expected because I had that old, soggier deck in my muscle memory. But as soon as I made a few adjustments, it all came good. I was really enjoying the grinds on those fresher trucks. I think the old trucks were providing a little bit too much friction because they were really coping shaped on the dig out. And I look forward to future sessions on this new setup with that extra crispy feel. If you're new to the channel, feel free to hit subscribe. I make new videos every week. You can also follow me on Instagram at John Bishop Skate. As ever, my name's been John Bishop and I'm a middle-aged guy learning how to skate.